The first time Mamuju saw her stepdaughter walk through the wall, she thought she was dreaming, but it was real. The girl didn't open the door. She passed through it like a smoke. Could wind blow into the room? And the lantern went off by itself. Mamuju stood frozen in fear, her mouth wide opened, her heart beating like a drum. "What kind of child is this?" she whispered, pressing her back to the wall. Something was not right. Something dark had entered her home, and it warned a face of a child. In the small town of Umuze, there lived a woman named Mamuju. She was married to a kind man called Papa Uche. He had a daughter from his first wife. The girl's name was Nneoma. She was quiet and hardly smiled. Mamuju did not like Nneoma very much. Nneoma was just 10 years old, but she looked older. Her eyes were always wide and red. People in the village started saying strange things about her. They would say something like, "That girl is not normal," they whispered. Mamuju began to believe that her stepdaughter was hiding something. One night, Mamuju woke up to use the toilet. As she walked past Nneoma's room, she heard soft singing, but Nneoma was not alone. Shadows danced on the wall like spirits. Mamuju peeped in and froze. Nneoma was floating in the air. Mamuju screamed. Nneoma fell to the ground. Papa Uche rushed in. "What is going on?" he shouted. Mamuju pointed at the girl, shaking. "She's a witch! I saw it with my eyes!" But Papa Uche didn't believe her. He said Mamuju was dreaming. From that night, Mamuju started watching Nneoma closely. Every morning, she would check if there were any feathers, arches, or strange marks in Nneoma's room. One day, she found a black bird head under the girl's pillow. Her heart jumped. That afternoon, she ran to the church to see Pastor Elijah. "Pastor Elijah, my stepdaughter is a witch," she cried. The pastor looked shocked. "Bring her to me tomorrow," he said. "We must pray and see what the spirit says." The next day, Mamuju told Papa Uche that Nneoma should go to the church. "For what?" he asked. "Just to learn songs," she lied. He agreed, and Mamuju took Nneoma to the church with Pastor Elijah waiting. As soon as Pastor Elijah laid her hand on Nneoma, she screamed and fell to the ground. Her voice changed. She became deep like a mouse. She started laughing in a scary way. "Leave me alone!" the voice shouted. People in the church started running. Some fainted. Mamuju stood shaking. Pastor Elijah kept praying. "Holy Ghost fire!" he shouted. But Nneoma just rolled on the ground, her eyes wide. Then she fainted. After the prayer, Pastor Elijah looked at Mamuju. "This girl is under strong spirit attack. She has been used by someone." Mamuju gasped. "Used by who?" Pastor Elijah said. "I don't know yet, but we must be careful." When they got home, Papa Uche was angry. "Why did you take my daughter to the church without telling me the truth?" he shouted. Mama Uju kept quiet. She couldn't tell him what he saw in the church. He wouldn't believe her. That night, Nneoma fell sick. She started vomiting black things. The smell was terrible. Mama Uju screamed again. This time, Papa Uche saw it with his own eyes. He held his head and sat on the floor. What is happening to my child? He shouted. Mama Uju called Pastor Elijah. He came and prayed again. This is not ordinary, the pastor said. She is not full a witch. She was initiated by someone close. That word shook Mama Uju. Who could it be? She asked. The next day, Mama Uju took Nneoma to a prayer mountain. The prophet there gave her a bottle of holy oil. Use this on her head every midnight, he said. Mama Uju thanked him and rushed home. At midnight, Mama Uju poured the oil on Nneoma's head. The girl screamed again and rolled under the bed. Then she became calm. The next morning, she remembered nothing. She looked weak and scared. What happened to me, Mommy? She asked. For the first time, Mama Uju felt pity. Maybe the girl was not evil on her own. Maybe someone did this to her. She decided to find out. She went to her husband's village to speak to his late wife's family. There, she met an old woman named Mama Ada. The woman looked around and whispered, "That girl is not a witch. Her real mother was the one who had the power. Before she died, she passed it to Nneoma by mistake." Mama Uju asked, "Why didn't anyone say this before?" Mama Ada said, "Because your husband begged us to keep it a secret. He was afraid. He wanted to protect the girl from people like you." Mama Uju's heart dropped. She returned home with tears in her eyes. That night, she sat behind Nneoma and watched her sleep. That girl's face was calm. For the first time, Mama Uju felt like a real mother. She decided to protect her. But it was not over. That same night, a dark figure entered the compound. It was a strange woman dressed in black with red eyes. She stood in front of the window and called Nneoma's name. Nneoma opened her eyes and started walking towards the window like a zombie. Mama Uju jumped and pulled her back. She poured the rest of the holy oil on the window. The figure screamed and vanished. The next morning, they found footprint outside, but the sound was not from their village. It was from the river bank. Pastor Elijah came and said, "The spirit wants to take her back. You must take her to the deeper prayer place." Mama Uju and Papa Uche took Nneoma to another powerful prayer house far in Enugu. The prayers lasted 3 days and nights. On the third night, Nneoma fell to the ground and vomited a small black egg. The prophet said, "The curse is broken, but you must never return to the place she was initiated." Papa Uche nodded. Mama Uju hugged Nneoma tightly. They returned home in peace. Back in Umuze, people were surprised to see Nneoma smiling and playing. The girl became free and happy. Even the neighbors noticed the change. "That girl used to be scary," one said. "Now she's like a normal child." Mama Uju started caring for Nneoma like her own. She made her food, took her to the school, and prayed with her every night. The love between them grew strong. One day, Nneoma asked, "Why did you hate me before?" Mama Uju was quiet. Then she said, "I didn't understand you, but now I know better. You are not a winch. You are a strong girl who will survive." Years passed. Nneoma grew up, became a nurse, and she helped people who were sick and prayed for them. She told stories of others. "Don't call people witches without knowing the truth," she said. Mama Uju grew old and proud. She would tell her friends, "This is my daughter. She is my gift from God. I almost threw her away, but God opened my eyes." And so the story of Nneoma, the girls once called a witch, became a lesson to many. In the heart of Umunze, people learned that love, prayers, and truth can break any evil. Never judge a child too quickly. What you don't understand may just need love and prayer and care. Some children are not evil. They just need help and protection.
Thank you so much for listening to today's enchanting story. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more magical tales that spark your imagination. Every story is a door to a new adventure, and I'm so glad you walked through it with me today. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep dreaming big. Until next time, keep the magic alive in your heart. I'll see you again soon for another wonderful story. Bye for now.